What is going on, guys? Ryan here with another episode of the Dent Digest live show, coming to you with a MTE edition of the sneak peek of all of the tools that are coming out. And this year is just, I think it's an epic year. I really do. I think it's a year of new tools. The tool manufacturers bringing out some of the craziest stuff out there. And I think it's really good for the new tech. So I want to get into this thing. I've got some tool manufacturers lined up. We've got a pretty tight deadline. It's not going to be like the Black Friday show because I got to save that for once a year. I definitely can't do that a couple times a year. It's a little overwhelming. So my first guest here, Mr. Chad Peters.
What is up, YouTube?
What's going on?
Not much, Ryan. How are you?
And if you guys don't know Chad Peters, he is the owner of Endeavor Dent Tools. I call him the mad scientist. You hear me talk about him on the podcast. And let me tell you, some of the stuff he brings to the table. And your tool this year was one of my tools of the year, that Crown Jewel, even though I hated on it when I first touched it.
You did hate on
it. Hey, I'm a realist at first. You know what I mean? So
it's fun.
You know, let's get into what you've got. What you've got going on this year. What you're bringing to the table. And you started your little leaking lately, a little early, so it's been fun to watch. And if you guys have missed it, the couple things he's leaked, I don't even have, because Chad is a super secretive dude over there. It's like the Secret Service. So let's get into your stuff. What do you got?
Well, last year when I did the Crown Jewel, it was kind of an experiment for me. I knew it was a little bit different, and you were one of the first people to see it, and it took a little bit for it to get traction and stuff, but then it started to take off and people started liking it. So since that worked and guys started using it, I had built this hammer specifically for me to work big damage with and use these specifically for that kind of hammering. But I've had guys reach out and say, man, I want a blending hammer on that shaft, or, to be able to put different tips on it or whatever. So originally, when I first built my first hammers to try to find one for myself, I had built a hammer on that solid carbon fiber shaft, just a normal interchangeable tip hammer. And it just suited me. And I built some, sold some friends of mine had them, and then I kind of just did away with it. But I'm bringing it back. It's a pretty simple, just a blending hammer, but it's got the same end as the Crown Jewel. To me, I'm kind of particular. Like, once I get something that works, I like for a lot of my hammers to feel the same way, so that whenever I pick whatever up, they all feel the same in my hand.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of the cousin to the Crown Jewel, but can put the tip of your choice on it. To me, as much as it's like everybody else's out there with just the normal tips, the solid carbon fiber shaft does give you a little bit different feel, I think.
It's totally different. It's 100% different than what's out there.
When I started building hammers, I was trying to get something to do what I wanted it to do. And I kept going back to that shaft. It's just got a different bounce, I would say, off the metal or something.
Did you say shaft?
I did. Shaft. So, like I said, I built some of these early on, and then I just kind of got away from it because I was not playing real heavy in the hammer game. But the Crown Jewel's been fun. It's been cool to see guys, take to it and find places to use it and all that. So in bringing back the hammer, what I thought we would do next would be to take the Crown Jewel tips and have them where you can put them on other options, whether it be another hammer of your choice, or I think they do a pretty good job of working big crown damage. So now you can put it on a knockdown. Or
is that a lot like your club knockdown, but just aluminum, correct?
It is. It's identical as far as shape. and everything, but it's aluminum. So it's a little bit heavier. I think for use with these tips, it's going to be, I think it's just right. And the colors kind of match up, but the tips, the two new ones, so there's 4 in the set of the tips. The 2 larger sizes are the exact same tips that are on the crown jewel. Same size, same everything. They have a slightly flatter face than what's normal for our tips. Mm-hmm. And then when they go down, the smaller ones have more of a dome shape, but they're the exact same rubber.
So it's the same density as the...
Right. It's the same density and durometer. So it's got a very similar feel off of the panel, and it moves metal the same way. It doesn't have a tendency to pit, but I used this small one today on the hammer working a door, and it's a smaller impact area, but it still has the same metal movement. It's very soft in moving the metal. So you don't pit it up. You don't cause any undue damage that you have to go back and fix. To me, I think a lot of it's visual too. With like sometimes these tips, as much as I like the way they move metal, they're a little bit big when you're trying to work small areas or whatever in certain places. And that's what I liked about this one today on the hammer. It was small enough that I could see what I wanted to see and touch up little places that I wouldn't have been able to do with one of these tips. So
how about pushing with those tips?
They work good. They work good. I'm right now, typically they're on a hammer for me of some sort. I have pushed with them. They do push good. I think the more people use them in different places, we'll find other things that they're decent at. But for me, I gravitate towards hammers. So I like having them on a hammer where I can manipulate the metal.
Of course.
But I know a lot of guys are knockdown guys like yourself. So I thought that as well as the crown jewel had been received, Dave Johnson had reached out to me. He had a really good idea. The tip set was originally, I was going to do that right off the bat, but I was a little worried that people would even accept the idea of the tips. So I figured I'd see how it goes. And then Dave, he sent me some pictures. He had kind of improvised a setup with my knockdown and using the big tip.
Yeah.
And knocking down with it, it works awesome. And I agreed with him. So it kind of just that led me to say, well, I got to do this for the guys that want to put them in a knockdown and be able to use the advantage of that material to move metal that way. So
and what Dave was using was the club knockdown, which is very much like the knockdown he has there. But he was using a big flat tip at the end, a big flat metal, and he was striking that end and using the rubber on that knockdown.
Yeah, he was using this to actually hit the panel versus it being the strike surface. He was turning the knockdown over and using this side.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah, it kind of, I like I said, I had in my mind, I was like, all right, I'm going to do the tips. We'll see how it goes. And then as soon as he sent me that picture, I was like, all right, guys are going to do that. To me personally, if I'm working that kind of damage, like 97% of the time, I'm going to be doing it with a hammer. But that's just me. I know just like yourself, like we've talked before, like you prefer to have a knockdown on your hand most of the time. So, hopefully this will give guys that option if that's what they prefer. So
I'm buying them.
Yeah, that's been a fun thing for me. I didn't know how well it would go because it is a little different, but it's been fun to see guys. I always enjoy seeing guys find something you do useful and be able to make money with it, put it to use, and
and it just works.
That's what makes this so much fun. So,
and that crown jewel is a great. I know last year at MTE, a lot of guys were asking, and you ran out of them quick. I remember being with Chris Brown, and he's like, "So what's the hype on this hammer?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm just telling you right now, just buy it." And we go over there, and they were gone. So if you guys want these things, He doesn't have 3,000 units of them. So make sure you go over there and get them. Because they went last year in Vegas, it went crazy fast.
To me, just quickly, I don't think this setup, the new interchangeable setup, will ever replace this for me. I know you use this, Ryan. For me, I want this hammer there to do nothing but big crown damage. I think the advantage of having this is you could put a different tip on the backside or whatever, but at least for now, I'm going to keep both of them because to me, this is still a hammer that has to be on my cart now. I'm so used to having it and so used to what it does that, you know, it has its place there for me. So hopefully now with the options and the way you can set them up for personal preference, if, you know, you so choose, now that gives guys the option to do it however they want. So
Mr. Matt Boyette is asking, is that hammer similar to your first generation hammer?
Very similar, Matt. Yeah, I changed the end over to the new style end and ball that the Crown Jewel has, so there's some consistency there. But the same shaft and the very, very similar head. You remember those, I know. Matt was one of the guys that was in. Matt was the first guy that ever reached out to me when he saw my hanger, one of the first posts that I ever made on social media. And he's been instrumental in helping get my tools in front of a lot of people in a lot of places. So
yeah. So one tool I want to bring up is this, the AHA. What is it?
Sure.
Yeah, it's the AHA, right? Yeah. This thing, Don Cavanaugh's signature series.
Yes,
and there
sir.
has not been a lot of information about this out there. And a lot of guys just this week were kind of talking about different handles that were out because last year was the year of the handle. This thing works really, really well. There's a million options out there that you can use, and it works with Ultra. I mean, it works with almost all of the handles. And Chad and I were talking about this before the show, and he's like, "When have you used this? What instances do you remember off the top of your head that when you used it?" And when I used this was a Tesla Model 3, and you have the hexagons on the underside of the hood, and it's a painted surface, and you don't want to scratch it. And there's dents all the way back by the cow, and it is a pain in the butt. So I always would use these really big whale tails because there's room in there. And I could never get enough leverage. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to stay away from that painted surface so you don't tear it up. And this thing worked really well with it being all the way in the back. It gave me enough leverage to really, really crank on it. And it's really well made. I mean, I'm not just saying it because it's your tool, but it's simple.
Thank you. No, it's funny, that setup that you have there, Don has some pictures. When we were working on this thing, in my mind, I kept thinking about it in situations like indoors and places where you need these big turns and all this stuff. And I hadn't even put it on a whale tail or something with a handle like that yet. I was too busy thinking about other ways. And Don had I think it was a Mercedes hood that had a big hit in a style line. And he had it folded up to a whale tail, just like you got it right there. It was a longer whale tail, but he was going through and under a brace and wrenching on it like that. And I had never, like I said, I hadn't personally used it like that at that time. And I think that's as big of an advantage as it probably has on a handle like that, where you don't have a lot of perch on it and you can't, you know, you're having to twist the tool around so far and it's bottoming out. That extra length gives you, it sometimes is like that little bit extra that actually makes the dent doable with X tool that's in your hand or whatever, or some tool that you have on your cart that may not work otherwise. So it's not a everyday, every dent tool for sure. It's one of those, like, when you're standing there, like, how am I going to do this? What's the answer for this dent in this tool or this reach or this brace or whatever? It just sometimes falls into place. So,
it's I've used it. It's not an everyday tool. Same thing with the John Hiley handle. It's not a tool that you're going to use every single day. It's going to be a tool to where you're like, damn, I just need a little more leverage. You know, I just need a little bit more leverage, and that power. And they both have their place. They're both in there.
The way I look at it is, you have those, you got your rods that you use all the time that you gravitate towards, and then you have possibly hundreds of other ones that don't get used except for that one situation. That's one of those tools that, like, no, you're not going to bolt it up on every handle pushing the door ding or whatever.
No.
But there are certain places where you're in a bind or just can't make it happen with whatever tool you can get to that dent with or whatever, and it may be the tool that saves the day. So, it's been fun to work with Don on that. I can remember the first videos and stuff he sent me of using it and everything, and he's got some saves with it too that, may not have happened if he didn't have it. So,
yeah. Now, what else do you guys have? What else are you guys bringing to the table? And if you guys don't know, Chad's teamed up with Todd Zimmerman from Carbon Tech, and they've put out some really, really cool, really cool ideas of ways of fixing the common problem is what I look at it as. So what do you know that's coming out?
Todd and I, we've got a ton of stuff in the works, a lot of stuff. Some of them are big enough that there was no possible way for them to happen at Orlando MTE, but they're in the works. One thing that we've got, Todd's been wanting to do a hard top for his hood stand. A lot of guys are saying, if it had a hard top, I would buy it. That's kind of been one of the hiccups for some guys. So we have a hard top version for the hood stand. It's in sections and it nests together, goes in the bottom of the bag, goes in the same bag that the stand comes in. And it also has a deck lid mount that's built in and comes with it. And the track that the deck lid mount rides in, the U-bolt that the deck lid will actually mount up to slides, so you can adjust for the depth of the deck lid. So it doesn't just have to be right from the middle, and then you have to adjust the posts and everything to get, different size lid on it. Mm-hmm. So that will be at MTE. We have a small number of them that will be available. So that's something we're hoping that solves the problem for guys that are wanting to get away from the soft topper. That's the hiccup. So
yeah,
we launched at Vegas MTE the Ratchet strap system that some of you may have seen. We took the same straps that I use on the hangers and made brackets that bolt up to the corner of each four corners of the stand. And they use that ratchet system with a hook, so you can grab the hood, and then it actually has a ratcheting buckle to pull the hood in. So when you have the normal rope ratchets like we always use, and they're pulling at angles, a little bit of flex in the rope and them it being at angles and stuff like that, even as tight as you get them, you still have a little bit of play in the hood or the panel that wants to move around a little bit. With the ratchet straps, you can get them a little bit tighter, and it's a little more rigid setup, and it's pretty stout. You can pick the stand up with it. I tend to have doors on my stand more than hoods. I've had some big doors on it strapped down, and it's just a lot more solid setup for making big pushes or working big panels or whatever. So
now, where can they buy your stuff?
EndeavorDentTools.com. Everything's there. Most everything is live on the site now that will be there, but we'll have a few things going on for MTE. And then the 2MB1 stuff is 2 minds are better than one. That's Todd and I, that's our little joint venture, I'll say, with the ideas that we have. You can get that stuff at both my website and Todd's, CarbonTechPDRTools.com. So.
How about at MT? You're going to be in between Anson and Carbon Tech.
Todd and I have a double booth, so we'll be set up together there. We'll have both of our stuff there and helping each other out. And
Cool.
so
Cool. Anything else?
Todd's also got the hustle stick adapter that's going to be coming out for the rod.
Yes.
I've seen that. I've been using it
So
for a
excited.
while. For big damage, it's filled the gap for me with my Cam Auto stuff and the big bridges and everything. Super, I mean, amazing amount of power you can get out of it, and different kinds of setups than you can with a puller, a bridge puller, or even like a K-bar or something like that. It just offers you a different pull, and it's helped me big time in a couple of situations on some big damage here lately. So that'll be there.
His new hammer.
Todd's hammer. He said with all the hammers that he has, he loves them, but he wanted something specifically to do what he wanted it to do, and that's what he built. So another hammer. I know a lot of guys say, "Oh, we don't need another hammer in the industry," but I disagree. I'm a hammer guy. I hope people keep making hammers from now on because I love them. They can change the way you work. I think you get a hammer to do what you want it to do, and it can change the way you repair dents. I think so.
Oh yeah.
I'm anxious to get one and try it. And the only other thing that I would say that you want to look out for at MTE, other than outside of Todd and I's stuff, is the glue gun, the trifecta glue gun that everybody's been talking about on social media. Anson, Elimident, and TDN Tools teamed up. I've been using that for several months now. It is phenomenal. It's really good.
And they're doing a deal. So if you buy the glue gun, and with the glue gun, it's $140, and they have adapters for all the battery makes. The adapter's $40 more, and then you get 2 packs of their Anson's new tequila glue. So that's only at MTE. So make sure you grab it either from James Lee, Inventure, or Anson.
I actually like the adapter, the way it works. It's nice to have the flexibility to change batteries if you so choose. Or like for me, I typically have Milwaukee. Most of my stuff is Milwaukee, but I do have other batteries. So before, all of my other battery glue guns, I had to be running Milwaukee. With these, like, you can run the Ryobi, you could run, with a simple adapter, you can run multiples batteries. So the heat is great. It heats up fast. The control with the trigger of the glue is really good. Ryan and I were talking about it earlier. The glue gun goes on for me when I start working, and I live and die by a battery glue gun now. And it's been really good. So I just want to mention that. I know guys are talking about it, but I've been using it. It's really good. So
yeah. There's a couple other things. Stuckey's having a huge discounts on all of his stuff. He's got a new T-shirt design. Willie Quick. And if you guys see Bobby, I'm not sure if Bobby is coming. He just had twins. So if you see him, make sure you say congratulations. And they have a new card out. So I want to see what this card's all about. We're going to have to see what it's about. It looks pretty good. Looks like it collapses pretty good.
Been seeing pictures of it. So.
But look, buddy, I really appreciate you coming on, going over some tools. Everybody knows we're friends, so I wanted to get you on here and try to put the new stuff out. You always come up with some more ideas.
We appreciate you putting in the time to do this show and give back to the industry. It's pretty cool. I don't know how many guys we got in here. It's hard for me to watch, but it's kind of cool to get together on a Thursday night and talk about dent tools with guys from all over the country or world or whatever. So appreciate you doing it and giving us the opportunity to come on and talk about what we do. So
definitely. I appreciate it, Chad.
Everybody next week.
Man, we're ready, right? MT's right around the corner. Chad's not going to sleep. Actually, forget that. Chad doesn't sleep. So, but no, man, I will see you in a couple days and let's crush it.
Yep. Look forward to seeing everybody. Thanks, Ryan.
Appreciate it, brother.
See you.
So we've also got Dent Man Tools. He's got the new Hawk Ford tool that looks super cool with the hydro dipped handle and a couple other goodies that he's coming out with. VIP's also coming out with his reducer tip. I've been bringing him on for the last couple weeks. His new Battleship tips, which is a gray material that is super hard. and his Black Mamba tips. He's got a ton of stuff, blending hammer. So make sure you stop over there and see him. I'm going to bring on the next guest. Super excited to bring this guy on. He's got some really cool tools that have been coming out here the last few months, actually last few years. So let's get Mr. Dent Reaper.
Hey. And we're live.
What's up, buddy?
You know, I thought we established on Black Friday that it's not fair to have me follow Chad from Endeavor. Yeah.
I got some
so what am I
tears.
going to do? I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry because I
This
can't
is like we
do
got
that.
like gang signs here, so you know.
Well, I thought I saw Benny Miracle in the
He
live
is.
chat. Is AK in there?
Oh man, so John Vidine, Mr. Grey Duck, and Mr. Dent Reaper has been creating some interesting tools lately. And I want to give you a little bit more love here. This isn't a tool that's coming out at MTE, but this Chameleon, they're awesome, dude.
Well, shucks. I love them, but I'm biased. But
You are biased, and I haven't even given you a review on these yet. But let me tell you, man, I needed something like this. You know what I mean? It's just I use the sharp one more than the other one. But I'm a sharp tool guy. I like butchering it all up and then sanding it.
I'm all over the map. I use them both. And the thing about it is I did release the 3-footers for Black Friday, but at MTE we're gonna have
Look at that
2-footers. And let's see if I can. How do you get a 4-foot tool on camera? I don't know.
We need a wider lens.
But
Look
that bad boy.
Kick. That's a serious kick on that one, huh?
They should all be the same. Just kind of teasing your eye with the length.
That's what it is. You're just threatening me with that long shaft. Me and Chad are talking about shafts.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's gonna be too easy. We're gonna leave that one alone.
So let's get into you. We got some guys here. I'm running a little behind. Go figure, because that's what happens when we start talking dent tools on the Dent Digest. So let's get into it. Let's get into what you got. What's the new stuff? I'm excited for the 24 Chameleon. So I'm definitely that's on the checklist for sure.
Super awesome. Yeah. So thank goodness today I have my own tool display model here. So she's gonna help us out, Stella. But luckily today I got these things in. And that is gonna be all right. Thank you.
Hey, we're doing good.
So
that is a soft
this
Reaper.
is a soft Reaper, also known as the Dent Angel.
Oh, snap-a-roo. Look at the stickers. This guy's coming out hard this year.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun. Hallelujah, baby.
He is coming out hard.
These are basically the same lengths, same diameters, same shave, same kick, same everything as the Reaper, but just a softer push. So sometimes,
and I want to interrupt you before we lose Mr. Daniel Grom while he's on here. I know he's in and out.
Oh, look at Daniel.
Daniel has a hook tool set that is coming out at Blem Tools. So I just want to give you
the whale hooks.
Yeah, the whale hooks. You got to check them out. They look really cool. So I'm excited to hold them in my hands with the shaft.
There's so many things to be excited about this year.
It is. It's scary. I mean, look at you. You got a bunch of stuff too. So I just wanted to give Daniel a little love while he was on here, because he's a busy guy. So
you never know. He's got to get down to the tiki bar and get himself.
You're right.
What is his cocktail of choice? The painkiller.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna have to have some of those.
So
at MTE
that
for
has
sure.
the same kick as your Reaper. Is that what you were saying?
Correct. Yep. So it'll be all the same lengths and sizes. So the original, the little red, the baby blue, and the fat baby is what I'm holding now, just because it's the easiest one to show on the
Did you just say
camera
fat
here.
baby? Fat baby.
It's a fat baby. Everybody loves a fat baby.
Look at this.
Right?
Look at this guy. I got my color of choice in my eye tonight. I'm looking good tonight. So,
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So now, can they buy these little protectors, condom covers,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call them?
I have
flipperoos.
thousands. I have thousands of these things. I had to order thousands just to get somewhat decent price, but I'll be selling like 10 packs of each individual size, and then if you buy like a set, you can get a variety pack as well. So none of that stuff is up on the website yet because there's a lot to put on the website lately. So I've been cramming. Hey Donnie,
you are. You're making us really get upset here.
Oh, don't cry. Don't cry on the Reaper tier.
Let me get my artificial tears and fix this up. So anyway, we've been hinting here. Let me I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to let you talk about your tools. I'm not going to talk about your tools.
All right, so I'll bring them in. The Reaper tails. So we got two varieties here on the Reaper tails. We got this design, which was brought to me by a one Ryan Bunt, who I believe is
in here watching.
Now.
Yeah.
Dent Guy Rye on Instagram. Check him out. Great guy. We met, became friends, and he sent me this while we were at PDR World Cup. But so this design, I believe we're going to call the Reaper Claw. And this design will be the Reaper Tears, because it just has to be the Tears. It's too similar. So yeah, I mean, good little whale tail set. When you buy the shorties, they'll be in a left and right combo set, because just too short for a ratchet and get into those tight braces. What's crack-a-lack and Mike Toledo in the hazy. And this
the ratchet,
anything that the Ratchets will be 12, a 22, and a 32. And you got the soft side on one side.
So there's been a lot of questions about these that I've been getting personally. They were like, is this exactly like the balloon tip from Blem? It is a completely different tool. I have both. I use both, and they're different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously I have these and I use my balloon tips today. So I mean, they're not gonna replace anything, but
it is. I really enjoy this part of it.
The sharp tip is a beautiful thing, especially on aluminum. And yeah, you got the versatility to start soft and get good and sharp. And
what else was unique to me with this tool is it's a flat stock all the way to the ratcheting handle, what you don't see. A lot of times it's flat and shaved up to the ratchet handle. So it's definitely different. But I've used both. I really do. And they both have their opportunities. They both have their reasons of going in. I use this on a Ford Escape today where it has that really, really tight front part of the door, and I could just barely get in, but it was kind of sharp, and I just needed to just get the center out just a little bit, and this worked better than the balloon. But then I had a Dodge tailgate today that the balloon was a better option than this. So it's kind of like we need to figure out our happy medium here. You know, it's hard. I'm gonna need a bigger truck with a trailer. You know, so
no doubt.
How did you come up with this idea? What was your thought process?
Like I say, Ryan Bunt, actually, we had been, we became friends. We just talk here and there, and he said he had an idea and asked if I wanted to see it, and I said, "Well, heck yeah, I want to see it. That's a no-brainer." And he sent me a drawing, and it was actually while we were at PDR World Cup, and I talked about it with John Callenbach a little bit, and me and Rye were talking back and forth on the phone for quite a bit, and then came home, tightened up the drawing a little bit, and just kind of talked about it. The drawing was basically this shape, and then we just decided that filling this in for strength purposes would be a good option as well. So
now
when I cut these, we had to cut a whole sheet, so decided to do half and half and see how everything flies. And so far, it seems like everybody likes both of them. So
and I'm excited to see the 24-inch and the 48-inch chameleons. A lot of people still haven't seen your fat baby, so
it's just a shorter Reaper.
Hold on.
I didn't even bring the fat baby in. This is the fat baby Angel, but I don't have the fat baby Reaper at my disposal at the moment. But
now, what size Angels are you having?
They'll all be the same as the Reapers. So we'll have the fat baby, the baby blue, the little red, and the original.
Okay.
So,
now, do those the tips are separate, correct? If you buy a set, you'll get some, you were saying? Or what was your...
No, every tool will come with tips.
Okay.
And you can, if you use a lot of tips and you go through them, then you can buy more separately. But so we got baby blue. Trying to figure out how my...
And guys can try these out. You're gonna have these at the playground, correct? The PDR Tool Time playground.
That is the plan. I'll have to walk them over there when I get to the show, because I couldn't send them in advance because, like I said, just got these tips today. So, but yeah.
Where can people find your tools at MTE?
At MTE, definitely check out the PDR Tool Time Playground, and A1 will have everything: Reaper rods, Angels, Reapers, Chameleons, and hopefully we'll all be crying tears of joy in the end.
So, they can also go to your website and order these things. I did look last night and saw you had the 24 and the 48 on there. So I think I'm going to have to.
Yeah, those are available now. And shipping a 48 home from MTE is not always the funnest option. So
very true.
But yeah,
now
I've been hammering on that website all week, and when we're done here, I'll get back at it. But
now, are you running any deals on your website during or after MTE? I'm hitting you with all the curveballs. John and I did not.
That's a good question, and one I really hadn't thought about. But I should probably just do free shipping for MTE. And I'll tell you what. We'll make the code Dent Digest. So enter code Dent Digest, and you'll get free shipping.
That 48 is going to cost John like $65 to get it there. So, U.S. only.
U.S. only. Sorry to everybody else in the world. but
Well,
can't foot that bill.
I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to see all the new crazy tools that are coming out.
Oh man,
And
I ordered the those jewel tips immediate. I saw Chad's leak. I just happened to be at the computer and I saw his leak, and I was like, "That's it. Order them up. One less thing to worry about."
yeah, he leaked some stuff early this year, and I was pretty shocked because he's a pretty quiet dude and kind of keeps it to himself, but he does well. Chad does well. He keeps it exciting. He's got some more stuff you don't even know that's coming, so prepare yourself.
Oh, really?
He's a secret shopper over here, so you know he's gonna keep it surprising. But
That'll
make sure
definitely
people.
be
How can
exciting.
people? You'll be walking around. You don't have a booth, but you'll be in the
Yeah, I'll
playground.
be at the A1 booth, or I'll be at the playground, or I'll be, I'll be around. So
John likes his cold beverages.
yeah,
So
bring. I should bring a koozie. I should have had Dent Reaper koozies made.
and
That's a big
I
fail. I missed it.
I did talk to John. I actually heard, and this may just be a rumor. The Reaper may be showing up at the tech meetup in Boston. I hear. I did think I read that.
Oh,
So
you're gonna put me on blast live.
You know,
That's
the Reaper's coming.
Oh wow! Look at that peer pressure.
So the Reaper's coming. So if you guys want to check it out, he doesn't have an option now. So,
wow,
but I appreciate you coming on. We got a couple other companies that we're going to bring on here, and we are behind because that's what I do is I run behind. But it's okay.
Whoever's behind me's got an easy job.
Yeah, you came after Chad Peters again. And we're going to keep doing this. So Black Friday, you're getting hammered after Chad Peters.
Well, if I have anything to talk about during Vegas, maybe just bring me on to humiliate me once more.
That's it.
You just never know.
That's it.
Let's not look too far in the future. We got a great show coming up. I can't wait to see everybody once again. And thanks for bringing me on, even if it was after Chad. And whoever's after me, you're welcome. It should be pretty easy to yeah, don't cry. Don't cry. Everything will be just fine.
But no, it's going to be an
Who's
awesome
coming
show.
next? Or do I have to wait and see?
You're going to have to wait and see. You're just a watcher. See the Dent Reaper is a avid Dent Digest watcher. He's been hearing me blabber for what's it, episode 39. We're almost at 40. Next week's show at MTE is going to be epic.
Ooh,
because
40.
Let me tell you, we're going to be a little Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah Winfrey, I can't even say her name next week. So that's what we're going to do. But I appreciate you coming on,
man. Are you giving away cards?
I don't know what we're going to be doing something. It's going to be the biggest giveaway you've ever seen live on Facebook.
Super live. I'll be there live.
You are.
I get to watch in person. Hopefully I win the car.
Glad it's not my rental.
But
no, man,
it's going to be another.
It's going to be fun. Mobile Tech Shade is having a huge sale on their shade, and he's doing a big kind of group package with all of his stuff. And he's got a couple new items coming out. He's going to surprise you with. Matt from Get a Grip, 20% off everything, free shipping, and he's doing. He's got a special free gift for you guys. So he usually brings some cool things. I still use his the ruler, the magnetic ruler. It's priceless.
Oh yeah, I got that at Mega Media too.
So and Matt always has a really good display. So I'm sure he's going to bring something to the table. I'm sure he's going to hang like his wife upside down from the rafters with a grip.
Careful, Dick.
Matt's in here saying, "What are you saying?"
Donnie, too nice.
But I'm glad I got you on here. Go over your new stuff. Make sure you check out the Dent Reaper, and I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you. Much love. Thanks for all 39 of these wonderful episodes, and I'm just glad I got to be on another one. So thanks again, man.
All right, brother. You have a great night.
All right, you too.
So I've rolling through these guests. We got 2 more for you to kind of go through what their new tools are and new products coming out. Like we said, we were talking about Anson. They've got some new glues coming out that really look really good. And they seem to rock it in the glue market. And that new glue gun that they have, the trifecta. So make sure you go over. Anson always has a really elaborate booth and does a lot of really cool things. So check out their booth. I'm excited. You've got CarePoint. There's a lot of guys there, so it's gonna be an epic show. Orlando's always fun. Vegas was just different. So I think the PDR Tool Time Playground is gonna be awesome. They've got a bar in there. We're gonna be able to drink and try our new tools out. So let me get to this next guest. Or bring him on. So I have Rick here from Excalibur Tools. What's going on, Rick?
Oh, not much, Ryan. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I'm
I
glad
feel
we
old.
can.
I don't have a webcam. All them guys seem to have cameras up, and
Come on. Do you see
I'm old
John's?
school,
Did
you
you
know?
see John's picture? It looks like he was putting quarters in his dial-up internet. So
he's pretty
believe
funny
me,
though.
John is a funny character. He is.
He's pretty funny. I don't think I'm as funny as him.
He is funny. He's definitely a character. So, and if you guys don't know Rick, he's having a booth at MTE, and he has some tools that are unique. He's an old man that pushes dents. Look at this. Look at this.
Thank you.
That's what he said the other night. He's like, I'm an old man. I've been pushing forever. And I'm like, if you're still pushing, you're not that old.
Yeah.
So we were talking the other night about his tools and some of the stuff to make it easier on your body. Kind of explain your tools real quick, because some of these guys don't know about your tools. And Don Cavanaugh absolutely rants and raves about these things. And the first time I saw him, it was Paul Corden was talking about them. And
Okay.
I actually got to see him the first time at the Hail Expo last year in St. Louis. So, but let's explain what you have going on there. Then we'll get into your new stuff.
Okay, you're talking about the AK line, the aluminum killers.
Yeah.
Well, what you have is a horizontal leverage. Most tools you twist, and pretty much I don't have a tool that you twist. I think I have one now. I just created a couple. But the sideways twist, you know what I'm saying? But it's mostly horizontal, and a push down or a pulling is how most of my tools are designed, which saves.
And you'll see them, they'll be kind of arched. A lot of his tools are kind of bent in different directions than most. So, and a lot of your stuff's sharp, correct?
Well, that's what guys want now.
Yeah.
I've had square stuff, I've make round stuff, but it seems everybody wants the sharp stuff. So you got to make what people want. You don't make what you want, you make what people like. So, I have both styles, on all these tools. You can get round, you can get sharp. But you use the curves, obviously, for all your leverage. That's the whole idea. But by doing it like this, and the AKs, the bigger diameters, you can actually flip upside down and push on them upside down, or you can pick with them sideways.
Really?
Where you're just picking straight up.
I didn't even know that.
There's multiple ways to use them. The bigger diameters. Now, when it comes to the 3/16 and the quarters, obviously they're not as strong. But when you start getting 5/16 and 3/8, they're super strong.
Okay. Now
I'm going to show you just like this here, Ryan. I got these. I just picked these up today. These are my new. Try to get this in the camera here. Figure out where the camera's at. These are 3/16. They're real small, so they're a push down instead of the twisting. You get them in holes and you push down. There's several different ones.
And what I was when I brought him on and I originally brought you on, he's trying to make things easier on your body, easier on your joints, easier on your body, because you get older in this career and you see guys. I mean, you'll see them at MT wearing knee braces and elbow braces and wrist braces. This job beats on your body and you're wearing your joints out because it's just constant motion. So, Rick was kind enough to come up with some tools that do it different and easier on your body. With the older you get, it's
Correct. Yeah, I've been doing it a long time, and everywhere I go, I have guys showing me X-rays. They're telling me this hurts, that, and I go, I know, I've been there. I've had the shoulder, the other one. I've had them all worked on, and younger guys don't know it because
yeah.
as you get older, it starts to wear on you. So I tried to design tools that are just less wear. After a whole day, you'll feel better. Like these actually, I don't know if you've seen these picks here. I came out with these. Hey, see how this handle is? Have you seen these yet?
No.
See the way this handle's on here?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I have all the diameters. This is actually a 3/8 right here, sharp. Let me get another one right here. I got this is a big one here. This is a 1/2 inch. But see that handle? See how it's on there?
So you're kind of holding it more here instead of.
Oh, you're pushing right here. Yeah.
Okay.
You can push here. It's very comfortable to push right here.
Okay.
I made these originally for bedsides to get in the holes. You know, your arms all cocked up here.
Yeah.
So I made them, and I made a few demos, and then I was working. I had guys try them, and they all wanted. Several guys wanted them, so I made them, and I sold. I was at one job site this year, and I sold like 12 of them.
Okay.
Just at one hail job site, just to see how the handle's on there.
Now you're running in between stainless and what's the other material?
It's just a high carbon steel.
Okay.
Here's another tool here, Ryan. Here's an AK. This is a quarter. This is one I designed. The handle is actually it's at a 20-degree kick before you get started. It's hard to see on here.
Yeah, I see it. It's kind
see
of
how
a
it's
roll.
already kicked?
Yeah.
And the tip is not shaved. The only thing shaved is the end here.
Okay.
So when you get this in a hole, where you obviously don't want to put a shaved tool in a cavity. It doesn't make sense to pry. You're losing power.
Yeah, of course.
So this tool in a hole for a 1/4 inch hole. Remember, you got a 1/4 inch hole, and you always want to put your prop under that hole, like your aluminum, so you don't tear it.
Yeah.
I usually move my prop around where I'm underneath, and and it gives me a lot of power. And if you crank, the tool don't bend. You actually push. You can get way in there with this tool. And the tip, let me try to get it on there. Camera. Well, anyway, there it is. It's only
everything's reversed.
Pardon?
Everything's reversed.
Yeah. See how the tip's only shaved?
Oh yeah, you're right. Now, is that more of a 90-degree angle there on the tip, or is it kind of?
Well, it's flat, but the handle will be kicked up 20.
Okay.
So when the tool's flat, see how it's kicked up like that. The tool's flat, right? So you're ready as soon as you push. Obviously it's not a ratcheting tool.
Yeah.
As soon as you push, it's automatic instant torque. You're not doing this, see?
Yeah, you're not losing all that drive either.
You do this all day long, and your body. That's what I tell guys. Your body will be thanking me. I've done hail, strictly just hail, for 20 years, and I've been through it. I know what it does to you, and I've been using these for years. I've had these, but I've just coming out with them. And I have to show you these, which you're really gonna like these. These are AK 7/16. This got a 3-inch blade on this one. This is a monster tool. It's got a 6-inch handle.
Wow.
This is torque. You want to get on aluminum with this? This is major power. And then you go to the 3-footer here. You got the 3-footer. This thing is a monster.
Look at it kick. Wow.
Oh, and all my tools, all my AKs have about a 70-degree.
Okay.
They're not a 90. If you have a tip too straight, it kind of wants to roll and you don't bite. So you kick it to a 70, and as soon as you just get a lot of torque.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn it, you just torquing, which is going to save your arm at the end of the day. Doing it for 8 hours.
I think with a lot of your stuff, I think it's just explanation. I think sometimes guys look at some different tools and they don't quite understand them. It's that why or whatever. But I mean, a lot of these, like I said, I know Paul Corden loves it, and Don Cavanaugh, and Don just did a video, some of the smaller ones in the hoods. And
oh, did he? Yeah.
it's.
I want to put this back in here. Is you can come back towards you. when you're trying to twist, you can't come back and twist. But if you can get a tool back towards you, see you do the rocking, it saves on your body.
Yeah.
You know what and total control. When you're
Yeah.
twisting, the tool's kind of flipping. But if you just pry down, it's a lot of control, which gives you faster, cleaner work. That's what it's all about.
Now, you have a booth at MTE, which is exciting because I'm going to be spending a little bit of time there trying to see
Great.
what I'm going to use. What do you
Right.
have that's new that's coming out?
Well, I have them. I have this actually the 3/8 rail rod. I don't know if you've seen the rail rod. This is
I saw it, but I didn't understand it.
Okay, the reason I made this rail rod, it's designed for one area, but you can use it anywhere, obviously. If you're doing a hail and you want to get next to the edge of the roof, next to the rail, you want to come back where that airbag's in the, there's always that edge you cannot get to. A lot of guys use a certain tool, they'll flip it and they'll try to.
Yeah.
This is bent just right, and see how it's got a kick comes back.
Mm-hmm.
You're right there. It's 22 inches long. You can just get real quick, real clean. Another place works well is in a fender, a big cavity in a fender. I seen a guy the other day did a tool review. I forgot his name, and he had one on there, and he kind of explained it. He was right. It goes in a fender where there's a big cavity to the top of the fender, obviously a tail light. Also, the bottoms of fenders, the side, behind the wheel to the door, always a hard area to get to. This tool gets all in there. This is a 3/8, but I have it in 7/16 too.
Okay.
Great tool. This is great tool. Just this little bend just makes all the difference in the world.
When I first saw it, I was like, man, that is a huge roll, but I was like, I couldn't figure out the very end of it, but that makes complete sense.
If you have a perfect circle, it doesn't work like this. You got to have it kicked, a couple of kicks, and it makes. I've already had it indoors. I've already had it indoors. I have some door tools. I have some tools that aren't done. They're just about done. And so I have stuff that I have this. I kind of have this door tool that's rolled. That kind of gets in a door.
Look at the kick.
See how it's rolled? You can get it in a door around the brace, get way down real low. You see what I'm saying?
Shoo.
Yeah, it's got a nice roll to it. Of course, it's got like a 4-inch blade on it too. And it's sharp, obviously it's sharp.
How long is the handle?
This handle on this one is 5 inches. This one's not 6.
Matt's saying how much?
Matt
from Get a Grip. I think he was talking about the hook, the roof.
Oh, the 3/8 one? This one's $139.
Okay. Now, are you running any deals at MTE?
I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know. It keeps getting more expensive. This trip, it just keeps getting more expensive. I don't know if I'm going to run any specials. Yeah, any deals.
Of course.
I have limited supply. Actually, these ones here, I only have 5 sets of these. That's all I bring. That's all I have. That's all I have made.
What's the price point on that one?
Guy has them. I'm sorry.
What's the price point on that one?
This one, I'm not done yet. I'm not sure yet. I just brand new.
Okay.
I'm pardon? Yeah, well, one guy's got them, he's trying them, he's my trial guy.
Okay.
But I have just I know this one's 165, this one here is one, so obviously it's going to be more than that. This one's 165.
Okay.
I know that. These things this will save your body. I'm just telling you, if you sing this, Ryan, you would be like, we're going to let people try them.
Yeah.
We're going to have them try them out.
Now, are you putting those over at the PDR Tool Time playground?
I mean, I'm not sure how that works. Do you just leave tools there?
Yeah, you just go over, give them some tools that they can, use, and then let guys try them, and then they come over and buy them. It last year in Vegas, it worked really well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of roped off, so you don't have to worry about people taking the tools or them disappearing.
I don't think I'm worried about that. Yeah, I'd love to bring some over there, and I'm going to be I'm also going to be speaking.
Okay.
I think it's Friday at 11. I'll be speaking. I'm actually taking A1 slot. I'm going to speak because obviously they're helping me making these. They sell them. Great people, just great people.
Don Cavanaugh says, "Cash talks, no receipt."
He's got a lot of it. Let me tell you, I've seen the shop.
Oh man.
Hey, you're an old Dent Wizard guy, right?
I am the
All right.
whiz.
Well, have you ever used one of these?
Oh my gosh, yes.
You seen this tool? I bet you would have liked to
Wow.
have that on there, wouldn't you, at the time when you
Oh, that's totally,
yeah.
that would definitely help.
This thing is you know, they're not done, but I'm not having any to sell, but I'm bringing this one and see it does have holes in it where you can actually put your, you
Well,
know, you
that one's
can
gonna go missing, so
everybody wants this thing.
it's gonna go missing.
This is what tore your shoulder up, Ryan. Right here. This is
Yeah,
the one.
but let me tell you, that tool,
Is this neat or what?
yeah,
Yeah. And you know, you got a grip here, and then you got this grip.
yeah,
This is, you know, it's they're just not done. But I was
yeah.
hoping to, but I have so many tools, it's hard, you know, it's just
Oh,
like
of course.
it's so hard to get them all done. But that's an awesome tool. But
The
I have some hooks. You've had an L hook. I have some different ones that I make. I'll have them there. I have another door tool set that's really cool. It's almost done.
okay,
Almost done.
okay.
But few other things. I have a few other things, but
He's gonna surprise us.
well, you're
Good.
seeing some you're seeing some pretty new stuff here.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it. I'm excited. You know, we talked for what 45 minutes the other night, and you know, that bar right there. I'm gonna be buying one of those. That's gonna be
You're
in
gonna
the.
want that bar.
It's gonna be in the list because I'd love that thing when I work for the Wiz. So
Way there.
you
Yeah,
know.
it's really cool. It is super cool bar. You've seen it. You get to check it out. I'll take, you know, I'll take people's names and, you know, information, and when I get them, I'll tell when people are available. If you're a Dent Wizard guy, you want it. No, any old Dent
Oh
Wizard
yeah.
guy will want that thing.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it is pretty cool. Yeah, there's
Well,
going to be a lot of new stuff.
it's gonna be crazy. This year's it's crazy. I was talking to Mike Toledo the other night also, and we've never had an MTE like this. And there's stuff that people aren't even talking about that are coming. You know, stuff that they're not mentioning, or it's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Should be fun.
I'm really looking forward to it. And the anticipation is getting to me. That's a lot of work. I've been working late. I've been at my shop every night. This is the first night early, just to come back here. But I've been there till 9 o'clock every night working on this stuff.
Good. Well, we're gonna be, if they don't come to MTE, what is your website?
It's actually Excalibur #tools.com.
Okay. Good.
Dash
Good.
tools.com.
And
When you spell, make sure you spell Excalibur right.
okay.
Everybody puts an E in front of it. It's XCALIBUR.
Okay. And I guess they're just gonna have to come see it MTE. I'm excited. Definitely try to get some of those things over to the playground. I think guys will really get that thought process like I have of I don't quite get that, but then you get to try it out. So
And come by the booth. I have a hood there, and it's like them deck lid tools. Them hood and deck tools. You've seen them. Have you ever used them?
No.
You will use them wrong until you got to tell you how to use them. And once you figure them out, they're really powerful. And there again, it's a different level. Them things on aluminum they're powerful, and they'll save your body.
Yeah.
I think all these tools are really easier on your body. I think people are going to find out.
When you get older, I mean, I feel it. Damn, I was laying in bed last night with a heating pad. You know what I mean? I mean, it happens. It happens.
You're young. Come on.
You're
young. You're a kid.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on. I'm excited to see your stuff, and we're gonna get you back on so we can kind of go through your story here after MTE in the next month or so. Get you back on, go through your whole story because you got a pretty good story from the beginning, and some of these guys want to hear it. So I want to get that back out there. So.
I'd love to. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on, and make sure you guys go to the Excalibur booth at MTE. And Rick, you have a great evening.
You too. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you all soon.
See ya. So Rick's got unique stuff. I saw it the first time at the Hail Expo. It's on the list. That is on the list for MTE this year. So we've got a guy coming that I'm super excited about. We got some news we're going to drop on this one. Let's just get him here. Let's get him here. He's got a booth this year at MTE. It should be exciting. If not, the worst part about it is I'm going to have to buy the rest of the tools that he doesn't sell. So that was my deal from the go. So let's get him on.
What's going on, Ryan?
Mr. Mark Blem. Look at this guy. He's working late over there, putting them through the
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Not much. Not a whole lot. I'm at halftime of my son's basketball game here out in my truck.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that.
Worked good. Perfect timing.
He's been building a display all week, so it's been I've been getting the little updates. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's hearing Rick Hummert talk, the amount of work that's went into this for us is it's been a lot. I know it probably doesn't look like it to everybody, attending MTE, walking around looking at everything, but all the tool manufacturers really put a lot of time and effort into displays, getting tools ready, packing up. There's just so much behind the scenes work that you don't see. So a lot of respect for everybody that has been going every year while we've been staying at home.
It's
so
the SEMA. It's the SEMA for the PDR industry.
Yeah.
Now you have two of them. So,
right.
Right. How many years has it been since you guys have been to MTE?
I'm pretty sure it was 2010 in Clearwater.
Yeah.
My dad and my brother Mike went to that one. So nice. That's been
a couple years.
A long time. Yeah.
Couple years.
Yeah.
And Mark, and you guys have been putting a lot of time in here in the last 2 years of social media and getting out there and trying to get tools in hands, and it's super nice to see a company really trying to step the game up and really grow. You guys are trying to grow, and it's just nice to see it. You guys have some great tools. A lot of old time guys love them. Have been using them. I mean, Chad from Endeavor keeps telling me, you got to get this. He'll send me a picture. You got to get this from Blem. You got to get this from Blem. And I'm like, man, I need a bigger truck.
Yeah. There's so many tools out there. A lot of guys building them, and it's all good stuff. I mean, it just, it boils down to preference.
Yeah.
You go to all the booths down there from every manufacturer. I mean, they have good stuff that works. So, just pick what works for you.
Yeah. I mean, our industries, we're very lucky because we have a lot of guys that are really passionate in their tool companies and put a lot into it and care. If you have an issue with a tool, they're not like, forget you. They just handle it. They just,
right.
You break a tool that is a manufacturing problem. Obviously, if you're running something over with your truck or really doing something you shouldn't do, then most of the guys, I mean, I had a conversation with James Lee about that, and he's like, I just replace it. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. So, we're lucky that these guys replace the stuff, without even a thought. I mean, just fix it, make it go away. Customers happy. They're not getting blasted all over the internet. And
right.
That's the world we're in now. It's hard for companies to handle that. That's a major thing. So you've got some new stuff and some different looks coming out this year. And a lot of people saw it on Daniel was posting some pictures of his hook tool set. And so you guys are doing the black oxide on a lot of your tools now, I see.
Some of them.
Yeah.
We're doing the whale hooks are black oxide, high carbon spring steel. We took it's called a lot of guys call it the Pro set. The 30 piece. It's the 30 piece Jeff Snyder set is what we call it. That's who Jeff Snyder's the guy who came up with this set. I don't even know how many years ago, but I mean, we built them and just sold those by word of mouth for, man, I don't know, probably 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've now kind of made them available to the public and put them on our site and everything. So what we've done is everybody wanted all these crazy color combinations with those. There's 30 pieces in the set. So they're like they're black oxide. From now on, they're going to be black oxide, and it's like a teal handle on all of the tools. So some guys don't care, but I know a lot of people do. You know, they want left and rights, this color, that color. So I've got a solution. It might not be the greatest solution. Some guys will like it, some guys won't. But we'll have some of that available for marking your tools at MTE.
It's a pretty good idea. You know,
yeah.
It's definitely a unique idea, but I think it helps with, for one, your manufacturing of a million colors. You know, when you're trying to run,
helps us. The reason behind it is so we can be more efficient in manufacturing and just get our stuff in more people's hands. That's the name. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah,
so,
Mike Toledo says you guys are going to get smashed. You have
I watched.
He has no clue what's coming his way, and I've been telling him this for months. When he finally told me that he was going to do it, and I said, "You're going to be in big trouble." And I put in his ears, and you guys are going to be laughing because I'm going to have to rent a U-Haul and drive home because I told him whatever he didn't sell, I was going to have to buy. So I don't think I'm going to be in big trouble. I think you're going to sell almost everything there.
If we do, because I'm just doing a 10 by 10, but the display we made holds quite a few tools, and they're packed in there tight. So we're bringing a lot of tools, more than I planned on. So for your sake, I hope we sell most of
so
them.
Get over to the Blum booth and buy the tools. I mean, come on.
Some of the stuff is limited. We push to get new stuff out, so there's not very many of them. Like the whale hooks, there's not very many sets. I think there's like 20-ish, or give or take a couple. So new tools that we're making, all of the new tools, I've gotten feedback on, and I know that they will go quickly. So.
And I'll tell you, the balloon tips, we were talking about those earlier with the Dent Reaper. It's a great tool. I mean, at first, it's a learning curve. We've all said this. It's a learning curve with them. But it works, and they're so strong with them being forged. I mean, it's a terrible process for you, but they work, you know.
Yep.
They're going to go fast. I think that's going to be your fastest seller right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know,
we have more of the balloons available, and you'll be able to order those online as well. But just if the feedback that I personally have gotten, and people asking and, you know, wanting them all over the world, I'm like, hey, you got to wait till MTE. So they're going to go.
And you are quick when you're doing free shipping, correct?
Yes. Also Rick's comment, you asked him about sales. We're not doing any sale. Like he said, this trip's expensive, and there's, you know, tons and tons of extra hours and labor, and I would like to, but guys, we're sticking to our normal prices. Now, if you want to order anything, though, you know, if you want to order something that's big, like a big rod that you don't want to put in a carry-on or a checked bag, there will be free shipping. So,
and make sure
that's an option too.
Make sure you guys check out they have a red crease tab that they've had for years. I use it all the time. It's a great glue tab. I'm sure you're going to have some of them there.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of crease tabs. We're bringing the original red crease tabs, and then we added one. It's an orange color. It's kind of a dull orange, but it's the same tab. only they're designed so you can stack them together in a longer crease.
Yeah, it's
and,
almost like
and into the
they link.
Yeah.
So go for it.
I won't have a hood or a door or anything like that to demo in the booth. The booth is strictly just set up for,
Straight business.
Tools. We're straight business. So I do have a TDN cart that's loaded down with a lot of our stuff. It might not have everything on it that's going to be in the booth this time, but it'll be marked. There's a blim sign on this orange TDN cart that will be in the tool time area. That's for you guys. Don't hesitate to go in there. I was at Vegas and kind of took in everything that was going on. It looked to me like a lot of guys were hesitant to go in there. So it's for you guys. Go in there, walk up to our cart of tools. They're there for you to use. Pick them up, use them, check them out. There'll be some tabs laying in there. I'm sure we don't have glue guns or anything, but there's going to be tons of tools in there for you guys to use. So,
and I want to thank you, Mark, for picking that orange TDN cart for when I come home with all those tools. I have a nice orange TDN cart. Look at this deal I'm getting.
That's right.
Good deal. So, you've got the Daniel Grom set of the balloons. You got Daniel Grom's new whale. We got something new too.
Yeah.
That Mike Toledo kind of let out of the bag earlier in the week. So
that's right.
I guess I've got them sitting here. I don't think you have any tools with you.
I do not have anything with me.
We have, and this is my first collaboration with Blem. It's called the Shut Ups. And what it is a upper door brace set. So it's the year of the hook tool is what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's kind of been a gap on upper door brace tools. There's the need for the shut ups there and the Grom tools. It's gonna close a gap there where it was lacking. So they're both great tools. You need to come and check them out for sure.
And this whole thing came about. I originally reached out to Mark. I don't know, was it last year or the year before, about
it's been
a standard hook and shortening it, because I got these little arms and I work on a lot of GMs, and it was just really hard to use the longer one. I think it was 18 inches. So I was like, let's go 11 or 12 inches. So we did that one a year or so ago, and I still loved it. But I do a ton of upper door braces on GMs. The GMs I always struggle with power. And my problem is nobody had a ratcheting handle upper door brace tool. So we were talking and we really sat down in Vegas and just kind of really put our heads together and came up, and I'm going to describe what this thing is. It's 5/16 stainless. There's a right and a left. And what it is the tip is super shaved in this section here. It's leaned and it's twisted. And the other one that's in this set, and we're going to allow it to be sold in a couple different things. You could buy individuals, which for the right and left is kind of pointless. You really need to buy both the right and the left. And then there is a larger hook that is sharp also. So everything is a sharp tip. 5/16 stainless, and a lot of people are going to sit back and say, why do you use 5/16 stainless? For one, I like shiny tools and they look nice. The other thing was it seems to just slide up in the brace, almost like it's got lubricant on it, and it just kind of slid up in there. But kind of get into what you guys are doing on these. You know more of the technical end of it than I do.
So, yeah, we started talking. It's been about a year, almost. So, ratcheting upper door brace tools was definitely something that I knew needed to be put out there. So, I talked to Ryan. Originally made that short, straight hook tool for him, and after we done that, I know I personally had lots of requests for so what you say people are calling it twisted or curved.
Yeah.
What it is, the the blade of those tools are offset to the shaft. It's offset, so when you put it down in the door, you twist it out to the skin and up in the door brace, the blade is actually lays flat, to where like on those straight ones, when you put it down the door and twist it over, the blade is not parallel with the door skin. So what you're doing is you're like making it wedge in between the skin and the brace more, to where these offset ones will glide up in there much better.
And it just worked. I was actually surprised when we first got the first round of them. I sent a video to Mark 2.5 seconds after sliding in. It was a Subaru door, and I was like, I'm at the belt molding on a Subaru. How is this even happening? And then we made a couple more adjustments. I had some guys in the local market kind of test some stuff for me. And I'm like, okay, let's make a little bit of a change here. And I'm a sharp tool guy. And you look at, and I've been using the Dentcraft upper door brace hook set for years. And everything was round and blunt. But when you're that far up in that brace and you have limited tool movement, you're not really getting that blunt tip anyway. You're only getting the very edge.
The very outside corner.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they just work. I mean,
right.
They
work.
You're going to start seeing some photos here. You can kind of see how it's shaved. It's hard to tell on here.
It is really tough to tell, because another thing on those tools, they're shaved down farther into the hook than some of our other ones. We got it shaved down in there as much as we can go. So that too allows it to get up higher into the door brace as well. So you just got to come and check them out. The ratcheting handle, in my opinion, they're a must, because just due to all the awkward positions you can, get in. And so that was definitely something we wanted to bring to the table. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah,
we got those made, and they're also 5/16 instead of 1/4 inch, which I know all our other upper door tools were, and I think a lot of the other manufacturers make them out of 1/4 as well.
Yeah, and then that was the biggest thing. A lot of guys were, when I was talking about this, so like 5/16, and I'm like, you're losing everything here. You know what I mean? In this section, you're losing all of the drive that you have that you need when you get up at the top of that door. And it just worked. I mean, it's so crazy. I'm like, why didn't anybody else ever do this?
It's just the, tools are evolving. They're getting bigger, badder. That Excalibur tool, that 7/16 a aluminum killer, I think he calls it. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. But the aluminum and high strength steel and everything, I mean, that's kind of the way that we're headed with tools. Bigger, badder, and stiffer, sharper.
I think sharp is definitely you've got like B&D. I mean, like I said, this last year was the year of the handle. This year is the year of the hook tool. So you got B&D dropping Lee Roth signature series. You got Daniels that I'm gonna have to buy a set while I'm there. It's I don't know. It's a need. And the problem with hook tools, and a lot of guys, when we brought this thing and we were talking, it was a tool that I wanted for myself. You know what I mean? I said, Mark, let's try to really make some adjustments here and make some changes and see if it works. But you could really have 30 pieces of upper door brace tools, because all the cars are different. Mm-hmm. Like these do not work in a Camaro. Don't work. They just don't work. But they work in other cars I didn't think they would work. The Ford Transits that are tight. So upper door braces are extremely hard to get one set to work for everything.
Exactly. That's the thing. So we actually will have 4 different types of upper door brace sets now.
Good.
We have the most popular one is it's called our Euro upper door brace set. It's fixed handled, but it has that good offset blade. Yeah. And the offset is a good universal offset. The other the other ones we have are a lot more aggressive, but it seems like this offset we have here that is on the shut ups is the sweet spot for a universal tool. So
I'm excited. It's going to be good. I'm
For
going to be
sure.
giving Mark a hand at the booth. So make sure you stop by and say hi and check out some of the new
Definitely.
stuff. You know, it's been a while. Like, and it's everybody's excited about Blem. I mean, me and Toledo were talking about it and just saying, Mark has no clue. It's going to be
Yeah.
crazy.
We'll see. I think we're going to be ready. We're ready for it. We've prepared. It'll be my wife and I in the booth. You know, we can check people out quickly. You know, I want to talk to everybody and meet you. Come by and say hi. We'll stay after. It'll be good. Well, I think we're ready for it. If that happens, you know.
And you
we'll
have
be
a
ready.
great. You sent me pictures of the booth, and it's a very impressive booth. It is.
Thanks. Thank
pretty
you.
elaborate. You know, usually like Anson has a really elaborate booth, and you know some of the companies are really getting there, but it looks really good. So
Thanks. There's been a lot. I hope everybody enjoys it because there's seriously been a ton of work. It doesn't. I know it doesn't look like it, but and that goes for everybody. You know, everybody should really appreciate the things that everybody do, and I know they do. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. I think so.
you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna sell because I can't
Yeah.
come home with a truck full of tools. I will
That's
take
right.
the TDN card, but you know,
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited. It's the good thing with your booth is a lot of guys are gonna be able to put their hands on them and feel them. And,
Exactly.
oh yeah, it's for me. I'm a feel guy. I can't go. It's hard for me to order off a catalog. You know,
Right.
it's Scotto was here and he was like, "You really need some more stuff, and you need this." And I'm like, if you look online, it just doesn't put it where it needs to be. So
Right. PDR tools are, I found, because like I do all of our pictures and everything for our site, they're the hardest things to photograph, I think, product wise. You know,
yeah,
especially little like 5-inch tools are pretty easy to do. But when you get into like 36-inch or longer rods, it's just so hard to lay it down and take a photograph that, you know, shows what the tip looks like. If it's shaved or not, you can't really see that stuff, you
yeah.
know? So I fully understand that part of it. So
I
hopefully this will
appreciate
help a lot of guys.
the opportunity for bringing these shut ups to the market. You know, we've been talking for some time, and I appreciate it. You know, it's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
Appreciate you working with us, and it's been really good. So I the result is really good. I think we got a winner there. So, and it was something that we, you know, both thought needed to happen. And yeah, it's been great.
Alan's asked me, which do you like better, the orange and black or the black and orange? That's kind of a trick question, I think.
It's tough.
Alan's trying to get me. He's trying to get me. Matt
I like
Stones is saying price point.
shut ups are individually the left and right. Well, all three of them, if you buy them individually, they're $135. If you buy the 3-piece set, it's $385. And if you buy just the left and right, it's $260.
$260, yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And I think that the right and left are going to be the hit. The 3-piece set, I use this thing today, and I have the standard, and it's just different. It seems to pinpoint a little better than the round end. So
Definitely. And by making the tip sharp on that tool, by taking some of that edge off, that one, even though it's not offset and it's straight, theoretically, in most circumstances, will still go up farther.
Oh yeah,
due to the thinner tip.
yeah.
So there is an advantage to buying that one over our regular, just round tip, blunt, standard tip.
Yeah. I used it in a Renegade because I wanted to try it because it was new. and some of the adjustments, but it works. Something with the ratcheting handle really makes, for me, it's.
One other thing I want to touch on, Ryan, with our ratcheting handles, a lot of guys, the first thing they say, they're like, well, I don't like a ratcheting handle on an upper door brace for when you're pulling it up in the brace, it'll disengage. Those handles, you do pull on them to disengage, but the tolerances on ours are pretty tight, and most of the time it's really not an issue. Do you think it is, Ryan?
No,
they stay.
We did a lot of testing of different ways of different, because that was my worry originally, was when you were pulling up, it would kind of disengage and it's all over the place. But these are, even if it does disengage, the tool stays straight where it was. So I haven't had a problem with it moving around. And to be honest with you, if you're pulling this tool that hard up in the door,
yeah, you're doing some damage probably. Yeah, it works. It just works. So
you're gonna be buying a door skin.
Yeah, but there you go, guys. Go over to the Tool Time playground if you and just try them. They're going to be there.
Yeah.
So
it should be good. I'm excited. Yeah. The playground looks awesome. Look, you can even drink beer and try tools out and try the shut ups. Then come over and tell me to shut up.
There you go.
You know. So and that's what I did. That's the reason where the name. It's not just my last name. It was when we got them and we put them in the door and I pulled up and I was like, shut up. This thing actually works. You should have seen the expression on my face. So, but no, man, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait, get in there and watch the line. I'm telling you guys, get to that blend booth when they open, because things are going to go fast. It's going to be real.
It's going to be real. So we're ready. So whatever happens, it's going to be good. So look forward to meeting all you guys. Come by and say hi. I'm a friendly guy. If you don't like our stuff, still come by and say hi. I don't care.
He's going to be white-faced and sweating.
Probably so. This is probably true. So
then he's going to come out all night and drink with me. So it's going to be great.
Oh man,
it's going to be great on Saturday.
Yeah,
half price schools for everybody.
Yeah, half price.
So I'm excited, man. You're going to have a nice long drive to get there. And
18 hours.
Hearing tools clanging around for 18 hours. So you're going to be in a great mood. I'm excited.
I'm going to be at the Adventure open house. I'll be there. I'll come for a little while. I don't know how long I'll be there, but I'll be there. So if I see you guys there, that'll be good. Not really sure what all is going on down there but
we're going to be running with our luggage from the airport straight off the plane. So
straight there.
We're going to be there. We're going to be ready. So
good deal.
All right, brother. Well, you go back and watch your son's game. Hopefully, I didn't take too much of your time, since we had one about a half an hour over, because I can't do an hour show anymore. So it just seems to overflow.
Right.
But appreciate it, and keep shutting it up.
Will do. Just shut up and buy the shut up.
I'll see you later. Thanks, Mark.
All right, man. Take care.
So the cat's out of the bag. Mike kind of broke it earlier in the week. I'm excited. It really is nice to work with a company that, is so easy to deal with. And it wasn't a plan of mine to come up with a tool. It just was something that I wanted for myself. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Make sure that you go to the PDR Tool Time Playground and try these tools. It's an opportunity that has never really been there years and years before. So I think it's a great idea. And there's so many manufacturers bringing new stuff. It's awesome. I'm going to be doing the show live next week from MTE, wherever we're going to end up on Thursday night. And we're going to do a mega giveaway. So if you're at MTE, find out where we're having the show, and we are going to do a Oprah giveaway. We are going to give away a lot of stuff. So if you're there, you're going to get the giveaways. The show's only going to be on Facebook, not on YouTube. So if you guys can watch us on Facebook, it's going to be fun. It's difficult to do the dual streaming when you're away. I don't want to be tied to a hotel room, and I want to be able to get a lot of different guys in there. I'm also going to be able to show you guys some tools that are not here or did not come up on this conversation on this show. So we're going to be able to show those. So make sure you join us next week. It's going to be an awesome show. I can't wait to give some good stuff away. So packing an extra bag of luggage with me. They're going to think I'm, I don't know what they're going to think. So, but it's going to be awesome. And if you guys can, make sure you go to these booths and check out the tools and buy some, and let's have a really good MTE. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see all you guys. Safe travels. And remember, guys, keep it real. Check out those shut-ups. See you guys. Thanks for watching.